What's cooking, Juventus fans? I'm not even going to pretend to try to be excited or happy or any kind of fake juice that I usually give the videos today. Today, I'm just going to open it up and just say this is the follow up, the review show, the post game, if you will, for the immediate reaction for the Inter match of Juventus. Juventus falling 1-0 at home, and what I would just describe as an absolute farce to the game. I at least for the first half, I would say that for sure. We'll go into and we'll dive into our thoughts and feelings following the match. But Juventus really, I think, just laid an egg. Outside of the outside factors that played into the role that they had, but also just Juventus in general. When I say season's done, I mean there's nothing fun to play for anymore. You go to fourth place, who gives a damn? I know a lot of people were already there, but who cares? With me is my guy Aleandro Fancillo. How you doing, sir?
I don't know. um, I don't know. You know what I'm doing. You read the chats. You read
Yeah,
the private group chat. Not good because it's I have no idea how we lost that game. Still, I cannot process it. They shot one. Yeah, one shot on target, maybe two. That's it. And I know how they won that game. Uh, I think everybody knows how they won that game. I think that's pretty clear now. But like you said, season it's done. I think it's still to play for because top four is not secure. This is a big blow for a team because it's a game you shouldn't be losing, and we lost it. And usually that's why I keep saying to people who say, "Oh, there's an outside chance for the title." No, because usually when we are fighting for a title, we win
yeah,
these type of games. We,
yeah,
we just we just win them. And today we had the chances, some good opportunities to mess up the final pass, like Vlahovic. He had an awful game, and he should have scored.
he
He
was
should have
bad.
scored, and he had an awful game. And it's not all down to him. Like the title of the show will be who to blame. I cannot really blame the players. Yeah, the only thing you can blame them is not finishing the chances, not doing better in the final third. But other than that, it was a perfect game. It was a
Yeah,
perfect game. Like we 3-5-2 from Inter had no chance of success because they switched to a back four really quickly because we were that good, impressing and everything. We should have scored in the first half easily. We should have scored in the second half, in my opinion, also easily because the chances were there or the opportunities were there, and we lost that game. And this is a big blow. So there's still things to play for. It's not fun. It's
yeah.
fourth place, but again, my mindset was already set on fourth place. I was not thinking about the title anyway. But I did not expect to lose this game coming into it and watching that game. I still cannot believe we lost that game because Inter were shit. Like, let's be
Oh,
honest, they were awful.
yeah,
They
they
were
were no good.
absolutely awful. Like Rabiot dominated that game. That's all you need to know. Rabiot dominated that game. He made Barella look like Rabiot. That's what he did.
Yeah,
So that's how bad they were. Now credit to Rabiot because he showed up. He was perfect today. He was actually very good. But that's all you need to know how bad Inter were, and we still lost that game. So it's frustrating.
yeah, no, I completely agree. I think one of the things we always talk about it's a lot of more of the same, especially when like alongside all the nonsense that went along with it, right? So when I go into it, I look at the match, and the very first 20 minutes, once again, if Juve fail to score when they're playing like that, they're playing as good as I've seen them play in a long time. That first 20
Yeah,
to 30 minutes, they were on it, but they failed to score. They failed to get anything done there. As well as I do want to get into, and then after that, I kind of had a feeling I was like, eventually this is going to come to a stall, and we had what we had in the second half. But I also want to get into, and I don't want to sound like sour grapes, whatever kind of guy. I don't want to be that guy who, because I don't consistently believe in blaming referees. I don't believe in it normally.
no,
But
I agree,
today,
but
I just don't think you could. I don't
today,
think any kind of unbiased person could watch this match and say that it was called effectively and correctly. I don't think that you can give them like literally Chesney saves it and they give them another shot at the pen. They give them that, but then also Juventus should have had what two, three, at least three penalties that they could have taken
the
throughout today.
Zakaria one was like stonewall. Like I
Yep.
can actually not. Like it's pointless. And you saw that Inter Torino game, which was
Yeah.
like a 100% ban, and like it's a mess. And usually a game should not impact a ref should not impact the game. When a
Yep.
ref impacts the game, it went to what, and it went to shit. Like it was a disaster. Like from the first second to the last minute, he got calls wrong on both sides.
Yeah.
But the one who impacted the game the most were on one side. I'm sorry, they were, and it was shocking. Again, the penalty, it's super soft. Like if you want to give it, fine, but then you need to give every penalty. The one against Morata, against Milan, like everyone, everything. You need to call everything. You don't do that, okay? Then why do you do that now? Fine, you give the penalty. Chesney saves it. Yes, the leg ran into that box, but that's not the issue. The issue was he scored in the rebound. It was a foul from Chalanov because he kicked Danilo and the leg. That's why it went in. But they were just looking for something else to repeat that penalty and created even more controversy. The only issue I have with retaking, if it's a goal, it's not a retaken penalty. Even if the opposition, your own teammate ran in the box when you were taking the penalty. So it's all over the place. Now, if you want to do that, fine. But it's a mess. It took 7 minutes in total. From the foul until the retake, 7 minutes. That's shocking. And the Zakaria one took how much? Check? 40 seconds? And then they show the image. It's in the box. I'm like, what the hell have you watched for those 40 seconds? Because we can all see it's in the box. They show the replay. I said it. I texted in the group chat. The minute it happened, I said, that's it. For me, it's in. I think it was clear. It was in. Then they showed the replay. It was in. It was in. Now, the late one at the end, no, the lake was just trying. I don't blame him because it was that type of game. Who knows? Maybe they give him. They give it. It's that type of game. But I don't know what to blame. I have some issues who to blame, but it's not like it's diverting from we actually played a good game, but somehow we still lost. But I have some issues within the game. I do, but
I mean, my thing is
really matter.
You can't watch that game and not say it was a legitimately played match, and that's what I get so pissed off about. That's what I'm frustrated. The entire first half, they were doing everything they could. Juventus was playing well, but then, like I said, I hate doing this, but the refs and the calls that they were making were doing everything they could to be easy on Inter. I don't want to say give it to Inter, but easy them. I mean, literally, Lautaro at the beginning of the match kicked Locatelli in the face. Nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing. And then he should have been. I mean, he should have gotten a red card within the first 20 minutes of the game. He should have been out. Like he should have been penalized twice. I don't know. No, it's frustrating. It pisses me off, and I just hate to see. And I've seen conspiracy theorists everywhere about the Serie and Inter working against Juventus because of the Super League, and I'm like, but the Serie, I don't think that like. I've never seen, it's more Cheffer, and I don't even need to get into all that. That's not important. It's about the game today. It's about where we sit. It's unfortunate because, like you said, Rabiot had a good game. Right now, to me, the end of the season, who cares? Like, yeah, I understand you still got to play it out. Right now, Juve are sitting there with 59 points. The next team close to them is it's Roma with 54, I believe, or something like that. I know other teams had to play.
Do they have 54?
I believe so.
54.
Yeah, 54. Yeah, Roma, 31 games played.
Atalanta have a game in hand, so they can also go to 50. But Roma are not getting there, in my opinion. You should still see it out. You should still see this thing out. But
if Atalanta and Fiorentina are both with a game in hand, Atalanta at 51, Fiorentina at 50, so that puts them at 54 and 53 if they both end up, getting the points there.
And we play Fiorentina, Lazio still.
Yeah,
it's a big. I said it. It's a big blow. The good thing is, maybe not. Like you could say it's a good thing. There's a week in between, but maybe I think the best thing is if there were a game back on Tuesday or Wednesday and just get onto it. Forget now they're going to think about it because
just sit in it.
It's a game. They need to think about it, and what's there to think about? You played a good game and you lost for nothing because there was not even a chance they created. They created one chance in the league. He made an unbelievable block. Then the only few snippet of chances came towards the end when we were pushing. That's normal. But other than that, they were trash. Like they were absolutely horrendous. Like we have been horrendous for many games in the season. The one game we turned it up to a high level, in my opinion, especially in that first half. We have nothing to show for it, and that's why I kept saying this team is not in a title race because it's not up there.
No,
it's not up there. Like.
Yeah, I tried to hype it up a little bit, but it was fraudulent.
No.
Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, I got it. But let's get into the players now really quick. Dybala, I thought he was really good in the first half. In the second half, I forgot he was playing at times. I'm sorry.
He was
I
in
thought
Madrid. He was already in Madrid at that
I was
point.
he took off Morata. I was like, hold on. If you want to take off a forward, it should have been Dybala. With all due respect, it should have been him. At that point, he was completely out of that game. Morata was at least impacting that game. Now you can say it was not good, it was bad. I thought it was okay. But Dybala was nowhere. Like he was walking at some point because maybe his fitness level, which is fine. He's been out for a very long time. I don't know, but that was a weird stop. And then the bench is what it is. But he brings in Keane Bernardeschi. Like that's Keane had like 7 touches. He lost 5 of them.
Well,
Same
my problem.
Bernardeschi. I'm like, it's pointless.
My problem with Dybala was, I mean, people can give him like an argument and say that he did a couple good things, but the problem is in the second half, the shots he's taken are so deep that they're not good shots. Yeah, just because he had the ability to kind of get them on target from that deep did not make him good shots because it's so easy to stop it. It's so easy just to pluck that out of the air if you're Handanovic in that situation. So you're wasting possessions. He didn't move the ball forward. If I want to get on some players that, to me, one of them that I want to talk about was Cuadrado, who I thought was horrendous. I thought he was awful,
especially in the second. Especially in the second half.
Yeah, if I
and that's why
I put that pause.
That's why people keep saying, "Oh, but he's a good squad player. Give him 2-3 years." No. I like him. I rated him, but he's on the decline. I think that's obvious. That's all the examples I keep bringing up. You need to move on at some point. You do. Like Chiellini was great. But how long will he be fit? That's the issue. Like when I keep saying those things, like nothing to do with Chiellini today because he was superb. Again, if he's still amazing. The problem is if you're only fit for 35% of the game during the season, it's pointless. You know, it is what it is. But when he's fit, he's still one of the best. Like clearly.
Yeah, well, two of those with the Cuadrado situation, I was saying in the game, I get why now, like, where Oliva Bene, whoever may be saying, maybe we're putting this on pause. We're putting any talks with them on pause. Because, like, you're seeing what you're getting. And I think Oliva Bene is smart enough to probably say, this is probably not a good investment to sign him on for 2 to 3 years.
I agree.
You know? And then Chiellini, with his situation there, there was something, I wanted to get into. The very first half of the game, when I didn't see, it was too quick. I know I'm a little bit behind everybody else because streaming and all that here locally. So whenever I watch it, I see... whatever that really was the guy's cleats going into him, and that's what really caused his pain. But my immediate reaction from zoomed out, couldn't tell what happened. I was like, well, there he is. He's injured right after coming back from the from the Azzurri, and there it is.
He was overselling a bit because he knew Martinez was on a yellow, and that should have been a second yellow. Like it's actually thinking back at it, it's actually unbelievable that was not a second yellow. Like I can still not believe it. Like the ball was gone for 2 seconds and he just comes in with his foot. That's just the standard book. Like I want to say like standard rule bookmark, whatever you call it, yellow card. Like easy. But that's all you need to know about that game. Like the ref was not in control of that game at all. Like that was that was actually one of the worst officiating I've seen in a very long time because he was not in control of a big game. And when you lose control of a big game between 2 rivals, you get this as a result. Like it was all over the place at the end.
I mean, there was
all over the place.
There was a point where I almost wanted to see a punch being thrown. Like I was at that point where I was so infuriated. I was like, at this point, just screw it. What are they gonna do? Like, at this point, I mean, you could get booked and then not be able to play next game, but kind of you should be able to take care of that one, right? But I mean. I've seen other things happen. I'm trying to think of the other players that we really want to dive into. You gave Rabiot his props. He had a good game today. He had a really good game for Rabiot. Like I was surprised. I was surprised, or not surprised, but I was, as usual, disappointed that he was on the list. But he proved me wrong today, so I give him today.
That's actually the Rabiot I love at PSG. That's Rabiot, Pirlo. Sarri and Allegri know he can be, but the problem is he's at one game every 3 months. If he is that Rabiot every game, nobody would have a problem. He will be starting and he will get a new deal if that's Rabiot. But he's not consistent. That's the issue. But you can see he has the statue and how you want to call it, like the pace to get away from a player with the ball, like really quickly with 1 touch and he's gone. That's him. But for some reason, it never shows. And today maybe it's his birthday. He turned up. It
Yeah.
is what it is. But other than that, like Locatelli, unlucky because he was having a very good game. Like he
Yep.
understood the task from the get go. He knew what this game means. So
Yep.
I hope he's back soon because Arthur came on and I was like, I cannot watch this. I'm sorry. Like he gave
No.
the ball away 3-4 times in a few minutes. I'm like, no, this ain't it. So let's hope he's back. I think Zakaria had a good game when he came on, especially
Yep.
considering he was almost out for 2 months. He
I
did
mean, if
pretty well. Very unlucky.
that
Score.
freaking shot should have gone in. Like if he just
Yeah,
like
true.
that's something I want to get into. Not really get into, but like I mean, I understand. Like obviously, when it comes to my past and whatever the stuff I played was not. I'm not a well versed when it comes to the coaching and exactly how it works in training with soccer, if you will, Caucho. But my question is, so like, who works on the shot? Who works on their shot that they take? Like, is it just like a personal training thing? Is it I mean, is there anybody who goes in there and adjusts stuff for them?
The
Because nobody
question we
could.
need to ask.
Uh huh.
No, the question we need to ask is: do they work on corners? Because they're
Yeah.
horrendous. Like
Yeah.
too low every time or too far. Like at this state,
Mm-hmm.
at this level, with the players you have in the box, Chiellini, Delay, Vlahovic, Bonucci when he plays,
Mm-hmm.
Morata even. Like, come on, like have these like give those men in the box a chance. They don't even give a chance. And
Yeah.
Dybala's taking those free kicks like not a scrub. It's not like you're
Yeah.
asking Chilo to take them consistently or Sandro. So that's something. That's a big issue for me. It is. But
Well.
the shot taking, like
Mm-hmm.
at one point they were trying to walk that ball into the net, where
Yeah.
Vlahovic just came too late a bit. I'm like, just somebody take a shot.
Yeah. Well,
That's an issue, and we know that's an issue.
and that's also like what I get on Quadrado about. That's what I expect from him to be doing. You should be doing those are the two things that's really all you need to worry about for me. Not I say not really all, but really those are the two things I should see you being able to do is to deliver on corners. Even though Dybala's taking them obviously today,
Yeah.
of course, I don't know who determines that and who, whatever happens with that. Dybala at this point, like I said, I felt like he was in Madrid at this point, or Barcelona, I guess, at this point. Either one of those, wherever he's going. I'm trying to make sure there is one thing I did want to touch on. And I have to be clear and I have to hold myself accountable too, because I was quick to jump on it and jump on this guy before when I talk about Ronaldo and his situation. Vlahovic is a situation where I've got to be critical of him today because he was not good. He was like, there was times where I didn't know what he was doing. He was not accurate with his shots. He was not. I mean, there were a couple opportunities there where I saw him where he didn't know where he was. He wasn't aware where the ball was, and otherwise he would have been wide open to try to make a couple of drives, and he just was just situationally unaware.
So I would say 50% is not on him. It's the way we play. It's very difficult for that type of striker. It is. Like the first second, you saw how he wants to play. He took that shot with his right foot in the first 10 seconds. Again, it's weaker foot, but that's where he needs to get the ball. He doesn't really like to play with his back to goal. Like that's not him.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. So it's 50% on the way we play, for sure. But the other 50% is on him. In the first half, he was losing the ball or the physical battle with Skriniar way too often, and he was too soft. In the second half, he was stronger on his feet. So I'll give him credit for that. He was. But that chance, he should have just put that in the back to the net. Like even if it's his right weaker foot, like he tried to curl it way too much. Like that's on him. But he didn't have a good game. But it's not all on him, to be honest. It's also the way we play and the type of striker he is. And that's why I think we want to switch to a 4-3 with an actual winger. I think that will help him a lot today.
Yeah.
And you have Quadrado. Quadrado will, like, he loves to come, like even on a counter, he loves to take a step back or cut inside. It's very difficult for a striker. Then you need to make runs in the box with limited space. He's not that type of striker. So that's a problem. Like Quadrado's not the winger we need. Dybala is not a winger at all. So that's an issue. I think with Chiesa coming in and maybe the new right winger, things will change for the better for him for sure. But he didn't have a good game. He didn't.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation today. I just like I said, when it comes to Vlahovic, I mean, and obviously with the sport in general, it's not always gonna be all one man because it's not a one man, it's a team game. But at the same time, I had to be critical and I have to watch him because you expect a little bit more from him. I expect a goal from him, almost a game. It's a little bit unreasonable, but that's where I sit with it right now. A goal at least every other game. And especially in these big moments. And I could tell at least in the first half of the game, the first 20, 30 minutes, he understood the importance of this match, and I saw him fighting and battling, but then it trails off like it does with everybody else. I guess if we're going to go today, I feel like you've already kind of said it. It's a difficult situation given, obviously, it's a loss against your hated rival, which none of us are happy about, but we're doing our coverage. I think you said, basically, I would imagine that your player of the match would be Rabiot, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Then if you had to go to your least valuable player today, I mean, with the refs, the referees, I don't really want to do that, but I don't know.
Refs, but for us, it's choose between Sandro and Quadrado. Maybe Quadrado because I expect more from him and less from Sandro, and he was disappointing. So I would say Quadrado, but Sandro wasn't good at all. So.
Yeah, he wasn't good, but he didn't infuriate me. Quadrado just a few times. Maybe it's just because of Juventus' lack of ability in actually.
Also, really quickly, I'm not gonna shoot Sandro for the penalty because it's soft. Like I'm sorry, but it is what it is. So I'm not gonna blame him for that. I'm not at all. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm actually right there with you. Those are my two that I was going to list out, Rabiot and then, of course, Quadrado there for their performances today. That's it. I mean, do you have any other thoughts or anything you want to get out of here, off your chest before you go enjoy your vacation?
No, I'm happy I'm not on the channel this week until the next game. So the better shut off on Saturday because it's the first thing I do when I'm back from vacation. But it's good to leave because this is it's gonna ruin my vacation a bit because it's gonna play in my head all over again. Because we should have not because we are not out of the title race. Because I never thought we were in. Like people know that who watch the channel, but just if you win today, like that fourth place was almost done. Like. Now we need to battle it out hard until the end. It is what it is.
Well, also it's just also if you were to win today, like you said, fourth place is a little bit more secured, is what you may feel like. Yeah. But then also, like even though we don't operate under the belief that really they're going to compete to win the Scudetto, it gives you something. You're playing with a little bit of house money there. You get something to shoot for. Now it kind of almost for me recalibrates the way I'm thinking about even next season, where I'm like, is this a team that's really going to compete to try to actually win the Scudetto next season? I'm hoping so, but
it depends on many things. But it's too soon to say. Well, let's see.
Exactly.
Fourth place is not done, so let's focus on that now.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us as always. Obviously, we wish it was under better circumstances, but we could try to cover you guys each and every time. Every match that we have here, we'll cover it, and we have videos each and every day talking about that. I'm sure we'll be dwelling on this throughout the week while Aleandro is gone. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Make sure you follow bianconerizone at bianconerizone on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Follow Aleandro at AleandroBZ, and follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter as well. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.